Hi, welcome everyone. I am Tracy Shell. I'm Vice President of Marketing Communications with Down Payment Resource. And with us today, we also have Fern White, who's an account manager with Down Payment Resource, and she will be in the background answering questions for you. We'll take those at the end of the webinar. We are so glad you are here with us. And this webinar is going to be all about growing your first-time home buyer business. And today we're really going to review ways to help you start more conversations with first-time home buyers using down payment assistance programs. Plus, we're going to actually show you how real agents are using some of our tools here at Down Payment Resource. In particular, one of the tools is called Down Payment Connect, and how agents are using that tool across the country to match their clients to down payment assistance opportunities and generate leads. And in short, this is basically what we do at Down Payment Resources. We really are here to help you connect home buyers to the down payment help they need. Here's a little bit more about who we are. We were launched in 2008 to solve a problem that really drove a lot of the people in real estate and mortgage lending industries crazy. There was really no easy way to find and track the programs that were out there in the marketplace to help home buyers. So here at Down Payment Resource, we developed an easier way to connect eligible borrowers with hard to find resources like down payment assistance, grants, mortgage credit certificates, and many other types of assistance. In short, we're sort of like Match.com for down payment assistance. So now that I've shared a little bit about who we are, I want to get to know who we have here. I'm going to launch just a couple polls here. So let's see, the first one is I'd love to know what percentage of your business is made up of first-time home buyers. Just give a, first kind of round percentage that comes to mind. I give you guys a couple seconds here to answer that question. So is it really small percent, less than 5%, or even all the way up to more than 75%? Give you guys just a couple more seconds here. And just click whatever is the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about your business as a whole. All right. And let me share those results with you guys. Looks like, wow, we have a pretty even split here. Okay, so we have folks on all sides. I think we'll have something for all of you, especially, folks, if you're already working with a lot of first-time home buyers. So we might talk about some strategies here that can help you do even more. And for those, it looks like we have a large group of folks who may have less than 25% of their business made up of first-time home buyers. Perhaps you're here looking to expand that segment of your business. All right, one more question is, how often do you work with buyers using down payment assistance? So just give your general answer there: never, rarely, sometimes, or frequently. Let me know how often you work with buyers using down payment assistance. Or it could be buyers who even explore this option too. So just how often are you working with buyers that are looking into that? All right. Thanks, everyone. You guys are prompt. Okay. Wow, this is pretty even. Okay. So never 29%. So never and sometimes are our top ranking ones. So some of you are really frequently working with buyers. So that's great. And hopefully for those of you who really never or rarely, again, hopefully what we share here today can help inspire you on some ways that you can start working with more buyers who are using down payment assistance or interested in exploring it. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's jump right in. So I just wanted to give you at a very high level what sorts of programs we track here at Down Payment Resource. We track more than 2,500 programs across the country. And so as you can see, the biggest percentage of program types that are out there in the market right now are some type of down payment closing cost assistance program. There's also mortgage credit certificates. affordable first mortgage loans, and then a whole host of additional specialty programs. And that might even include employer assisted housing programs in your particular market. And again, this is our latest snapshot from our homeownership program index. It's an index we regularly do, kind of a snapshot of the programs that we track at Down Payment Resource. And really, down payment programs are in every market across the country. And 83% of those have funds available for buyers today. The states highlighted here, the numbers that are highlighted here on the screen, those are the top 10 states. So you can see if you're one of those states, that just means in total, when you look at the total number of programs that are available, those are the top 10 states. No surprise, some of our most populated states have more programs to serve those buyers. And also, we do track constant change of programs. We work with more than 1,300 different types of program administrators across the country to ensure that information is updated monthly. In fact, when we were looking back, and this is actually in 2018, at the end of 2018, we'll have to update this at the end of 2019. But when we look at all the different types of information that we track, from benefit information to eligibility requirements, income limits, DPA amounts, qualifying criteria, it could be website links, anything. Our team made more than 90,000 updates in 2018. So let's think about the audience for these programs. So one common myth is that these programs are really only for a small niche of buyers. Some of you may have thought that are here today, but others say it's really a growing market segment. So let's take a look at just a super high level related to that. Actually, we, research in the market, and what we've looked at too, I'll show you a little bit more research on this, is that the group of buyers who may qualify for down payment help is actually quite broad. So obviously, first-time home buyers is what a lot of people talk about, but as most of you probably know on here, the most programs you use the HUD's definition of a first-time home buyer, and that is simply someone who has not owned a home in the past 3 years. So it's not just for first-time home buyers, but in that first-time home buyer category, we definitely see millennials that are fully aging into home ownership. And then actually new data showing that Gen Z, or next generation coming up, has even stronger demand for home ownership earlier. So you may actually see millennials and Gen Z coming into home ownership really at the same time. You can also look at those life events like getting married, becoming a parent. For the agents here, that is nothing new to you. You know that those life changes, those household formations, are when you're going to take a look at your housing situation and consider buying a home. We also see that when you look at the area median income, the qualifying criteria for these programs, and usually the main things that those are based on is the home price, and then also that income, the home buyer's income, or the area median income. But the qualifications can go up to 120% of the area median income in some markets, especially in higher cost markets. I mean, you really just see a range. So, it's important to think about different markets and consider different programs, because they all are very different. We also see boomerang buyers as potentially eligible for down payment assistance. These are buyers who may have had some type of short sale or foreclosure history, but have since rebuilt their credit. And even if they have owned in the past, as I noted earlier, with the HUD definition of a first-time home buyer, if they haven't owned in the past 3 years, they could actually even qualify for first-time home buyer programs. And then obviously emerging markets are huge. We see tremendous population growth in Hispanic and Asian markets, and just a really strong demand for homeownership in both of those markets as well. But we're also familiar with the mindset of first-time homebuyers. They want to start renting, but many don't know what they can afford, and they also don't know about down payment help that's available. So let's just take a quick look at the size of the market for this business. I'm going to show you a couple highlights from a report that was issued last September. It was commissioned by Down Payment Resource and Freddie Mac, and it was the second study on barriers to accessing homeownership. The report was done by the Urban Institute's Housing Finance Policy Center, and it really looks at down payment, credit, and affordability as those key barriers. And so this is it's part of that report. We also looked at buyer perceptions. So these are some of the buyer perceptions. Just a few key highlights that I wanted to share. No surprise, obviously, that down payment is the primary barrier. Also, many still hold on to the 20% down payment rule. And I've seen some new surveys out with even a large percentage thinking that they need a 15% down. So that's something that's common that you see in multiple surveys even today. And only 23% were even familiar with low down payment programs. So another part of this study was looking at the homeownership potential of millennials, and actually it was a little bit larger than millennials. It's really the potential of 40 and under buyers. So data from this report shows that there's actually millions of under 40 borrowers are actually mortgage ready. And the report looked at 31 of the largest markets in the US, and 88% could actually even afford to buy in the market where they live. But the question is, do they know? And this is just a very, a national snapshot, but across those largest 31 markets that I mentioned, the impact that down payment assistance could potentially make on buyers in those mortgage-ready buyers in those markets. So this is actually data, HMDA data, actual loan data from 2017, and they bounce that data against our database of down payment programs just to see how many home buyers could have benefited by one or more of these programs if they were made aware of them. So you can see 2017 loans that were eligible for assistance, 36% of 2017 loans were eligible for some type of assistance program. The average number of programs they were eligible for was 6, and the average amount of down payment assistance over $9,000. And that can really make a big difference. So today we want to get into some of the tools and some of the marketing approaches that you can use to help you raise awareness to get more of those buyers off the sidelines. Many of you probably found out about this webinar through your MLS because we do partner with MLSs across the country. If your MLS is on the screen right now, then that means that your MLS integrates with Down Payment Resource. So what we do there is we identify eligible listings in your MLS, we match them to all the available home buyer programs, and we actually flag the listings right in your MLS so you and buyers can find out about it that way. But if your MLS is on here, it also means you have free access to Down Payment Connect. And Down Payment Connect is the name of our product that's a lead generation search tool that consumers can use. And it's customized for you to share. So all those leads go directly back to you via email. That's really what we're going to dig into here today. But if you see your MLS on the screen, that means you already have access to it. And I'll show you how to find it as well. If you are a member of the California Association of Realtors and you're on this webinar, I want to highlight a couple of resources for you so you can find even more program details and marketing help when you go to downpayment.car.org, and that's just for California programs. And there's also a home buyer resource that you can direct home buyers to as well. So if your MLS was not listed, we actually do have monthly subscription option to Down Payment Connect for agents. The website is right on there. I'm going to show you a little bit about that at the very end of the webinar, but just keep that in mind too. If you're outside of our MLS markets, we do have a subscription option for agents outside of those markets. Okay, so I want to show you how to find Down Payment Connect. And again, Down Payment Connect is the name of the tool that we offer, but first you're going to find Down Payment Resource inside your MLS. So this is just a sample matrix integration. Yours may look different, but just wanted to show you an example. So you're going to look under either tools or external links or any kind of header like that, wherever you would find other tools that your MLS works or offers to you. You're going to look there, and so you're going to click on Down Payment Resource. When you click on Down Payment Resource, it's going to take you to your Down Payment Resource landing page. This is your landing page, and at the top of that landing page where I have circle here, that's your personalized Down Payment Connect link. So you can also click on the different boxes here to have access to a whole bunch of other tools, but I just wanted to show you guys where to find your link. And so instead of staff agent, it's going to say your name and it's going to be directed to you. I'll show you a couple of other resources while we're on this page. We actually also offer a host of marketing resources. Those includes graphics, social media, images, customizable flyers, training videos, case studies, and a whole lot more when you click on that link. This is what this looks like. And actually, I'm going to show you quickly live a little bit what it looks like. So you should see my page here. These are our marketing resources. And I'm going to show you these because as we get into looking at examples across the country of different agents and how they're using it, you're going to recognize some of these images as we go through. So here are some of the social media images we offer. Instagram images are fairly new. We also have customizable flyers that you can use online or at events. You can customize that with your information. We have both English and Spanish language options that you can download. We have some video tutorials. These are great. They really show you immediately how to find your link and use your link in your marketing and go through that process. We have our live webinars. We have a Facebook group you can join, success stories, and a whole lot more. So I wanted to highlight what is available to you. Okay. All right. I mentioned the Facebook group. We actually have over 6,000 members of our Down Payment Insiders group. We will include the invite to it when we send out the follow-up information. And it's a great place for you as an agent if you're interested in what other people are doing to reach first-time homebuyers, want to see examples. I often share any new trainings or new news, if we have a new report, anything like that, I share in Down Payment Insiders. They're going to be one of the first to get that information. So it can be a really good resource for you. We'd love to have you join the conversation. And actually, I met both of these agents on this slide on our Facebook page. And actually, if you're here, you can probably relate a bit to these power users. They work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and they use our tools as well. But what I love is that they're really both aiming to use their businesses to serve their own communities well. And in their cases, Amber in the Orlando market, she's really working with her peers, younger first-time home buyers, and really just opening their eyes to home ownership at an earlier age. And then I love Raul, how he's helping serve his fellow veterans by showing them all the different options that are available to them. He has some great training. He has a nonprofit that's connected. So I love that they both saw a real need in their market and that they're really being a hero to their clients by helping share this information. So I want to show you how that Down Payment Connect link works. So remember the link I showed you that was circled in red that was on that down payment resource landing page. So keep that in mind. I'm going to show you how one of them works. So this is actually Amber's link here. So you can see it's got her name at the top right here. And this is what it looks like to a buyer. So when you click on that link, and you find that link inside your MLS, there's literally nothing else you need to do. That link is ready and working and is ready to help you generate home buyer leads. So this is a little bit about how it works. So a buyer is going to see if they're eligible. They can enter, they can enter specific property address, or they can enter a general city. They can enter the price point where they think they want to buy, single family, multifamily. Say there's 3 people in the family. Maybe they've never owned a home. Maybe the annual household income. So you see how the number of programs is changing as I'm entering information. Let's say one is a veteran, and you can actually, the buyers can click to look for even more factors that may open up more doors to homeownership programs. So let's say one's a firefighter, a member of the military. So anyway, you can they can enter as much information as they can. Obviously, the more information they enter, the more precise those results are going to be. And then when they're ready to discover what they may be eligible for, they click Get Details, and it lets them know that they'll be eligible for 8 programs. They may be eligible for up to 8 programs and up to $15,000 in down payment help. So once they complete this form right here, that becomes your email lead. So when they complete this form at this point, you get an email, and I'll show you a little bit more about how that works, but that becomes your email lead. That lead doesn't go anywhere else. It only goes to you, to the Down Payment Connect page owner. It only goes to you via email. Okay, so let me hop back in to my presentation. I'll go over a little bit more detail. So I went over, this is what the landing page looks like. The buyer's entering household information. They find out what they might be eligible for. They complete their contact form. They get a pop-up thank you message. And then the buyer gets this confirmation email. So the confirmation email they get includes a list of programs, but no other real specific details. It just lets them know the name of the program and what the down payment benefit may be. And they also get your contact information and a reminder of what they searched for. So that's what the buyer gets. And then you, as the agent, you get a much more detailed email. This email includes all the parameters for which the buyer searched, the results that they got, their contact information, and then all the programs are actually hyperlinked, so you have all the details. So when I click on one of those programs on the hyperlink, this is the type of information that you get. It's going to include the benefit information, the participating lenders, education providers. It'll include a link if that's available, link to a flyer, the website, or contact information for that agency or program administrator, the person that administrates that program. So you get all those details. So that's a little bit about how, that's really the flow, the experience with Down Payment Connect from both a home buyer perspective and from an agent perspective. And so now I'm going to get into examples of how agents are using this to market to first-time home buyers. So I'm going to show you a series of examples. And again, just a reminder that Fern is in the background answering questions. So if you do have questions, you can pop those in as we're talking, and we will take questions at the end. Okay, so let's dig into some of these examples. Okay, this one you can see, this is one of the graphics that I showed you. Kiana is using that. This is a realtor in Atlanta, and so she added her Down Payment Connect link on her buyer's page with some very basic information about down payment programs. So this is really, she said it was a really easy thing to set up on her website and a great way to generate new leads. So, and just to show you how this works, so if I clicked on this down payment money is available, see if you're eligible, that would then open up her Down Payment Connect search form. And then I wanted to show you some that are iframed. So some agents will use what's called an iframe to keep the search form inside their website, so it doesn't take the buyer somewhere else to another page. It keeps them within the same experience. So all of Susan's links are surrounding that buyer page. So it's just a way of embedding that search form right onto her website. And, you know, Susan actually told us that it's been a great way for her to help firefighters, EMTs, and other first responders in her market. So that's really been her niche for using that. And this tool is also mobile responsive. So you can see with this website, she had a much narrower spot for her Down Payment Connect search page, and it really just simply adapts to that. So you're going to get the same experience. It just adapts to that. It's mobile responsive. All right, so this is another way of embedding. So this realtor embedded the Down Payment Connect form into a new buyer's page on her website. So you can see, I like the navigation here. You can see under buyer, she has down payment assistance as a top line navigation. And then the page opens up there. So you see this one's a wider version. She doesn't have links on the side, but she still maintains all of her top links and branding as well. And this is similar to Kiana. So this agent added a Down Payment Connect link and some basic content to his homepage. What's a little bit different about this is really one of the first things that a buyer sees when they come to his website. This is what's called his placement of Down Payment Connect is what they call above the fold. So it's really one of the first things a buyer will see. So that can be a way to show that you're really connected to that first time home buyer market. This is actually a blog post a brokerage wrote years ago, and it's short, simple, and it includes a link back to the Down Payment Connect page. And so you'll see instead of using images, they just hyperlink text, and you can certainly do either one. You can use graphics or just hyperlink text, or you can do both, and I'll show you one like that too. But this is just a reminder that if you have a blog or say you regularly contribute to like a community publication, I know some agents will contribute to maybe like patch.com, any kind of neighborhood site. It's really just going to vary by community. But if that's something that you do and you regularly share information, you know, use those keywords like down payment help and home ownership programs, and use the name of the city that you're in, because buyers will often Google it that way. So you want to show up in the results. So again, just when you have a blog post, share some good information, help buyers get educated about these programs, and then you can link back to your Down Payment Connect page so that they can take action on that information. I really like this example, and I'm actually going to show you this one live. Let's see. Okay. This is one of my favorites. Richmond Region Realty created their own long-form educational page on down payment assistance with several opportunities to go back to their lead generation page. So this is the video that they created, and it's designed for a home buyer to help them understand what is down payment assistance. In fact, the video is it mostly is the content that's on this page. So it's just presented in a video format. So that's something that you might want to consider doing as well. So they created their own branded video that shows buyers what down payment assistance is and how it could help them. and you'll see they use some of our graphics in here. They also hyperlink text. And what I think is interesting is just pay attention to how many places that they offer a direct link to their Down Payment Connect page. So as a buyer is going through this page, it's just reminding them throughout that they can take action and search by city, county, or neighborhood. And so I think they have 3, or this one links 2. So they have 4 links just within this one page. They really go through the criteria for the buyer, the criteria for the home, and I think it's just really well done and drives email leads to this brokerage. In fact, this agent, Ronnie Burnham, was actually featured in the news for his successful Facebook campaigns using his Down Payment Connect page. So he had told us at the time, this data is a couple years old, but he had estimated he gathered about 175 leads from Down Payment Connect, mostly through Facebook ads. The average sales price was about $195,000. So what he does is when he gets the email lead come in through his site, he adds them to a drip marketing campaign, and that just means a regular email that's sent to a buyer. So if you have a weekly newsletter or a weekly like home reminder checklist, or anything that you're sending regularly to prospects, he adds those folks to it so he can touch base with them over time, and really, so he'll just be top of mind when they are preparing for homeownership and when they're ready to buy. Okay, I'm going to show you one more live. So this is Raul Rowe, who I showed you his quote a little bit earlier today. He actually just updated his website. It's Ready Front Real Estate. And what I like about this is he has a whole so if you click under buyers, you can see me hovering here. He actually has it right under buyers. He has 2 options. So if you click on down payment assistance, it immediately takes you to his Down Payment Connect landing page. If you click on first time home buyers, it goes through this little, 5 steps for first time home buyers. And what's great is step 1 is actually find down payment help. And this actually links again back to his Down Payment Connect page. I love that this is step 1, because one of our goals is for down payment assistance to be a part of every first conversation a buyer has with their agent and lender, just like you would discuss getting pre-approved or pre-qualified. I love that he's really calling this out early, because it is something that's better, as many of you probably know. It's better to investigate those options early so that you can help determine what that financing is going to be, so that you're ready to make an offer with the financing set up. Okay, let me get back over here. All right. We get a lot of questions about use for this on social media, so I want to go through some examples there as well. We see a lot of agents using their Down Payment Connect page on Facebook, and it's growing. More people are using it on Instagram as well. So this is Raul again, and this is a campaign he actually did last year. And I love this social media campaign. He actually answered the top 10 home buyer questions, and he did it by video. So he did these short little, I think they were probably like 2-minute videos. But what he would do is answered 1 question a week in his video, and then he posted that on his Facebook page. And down payment assistance was one of the topics, and the call to action was for them to go to his Down Payment Connect page to search for programs that might be a fit for them. And, Facebook really does reward video content, so it's a great way to potentially boost engagement for folks coming to your site. The other thing is, creating some kind of campaign like this is great, because, he did 10 questions, so that was 10 weeks. So he really had a 10-week campaign all laid out with different topics, and kept folks engaged that entire time. So you could even You could even call out down payment assistance a couple of times if you did something like that, if you had a related question. So I really do like that example. You can also highlight success stories. So this is Minnesota-based Barker Hedges Group, and they actually have an entire Facebook page dedicated to serving first-time homebuyers. So if you have good eyes and you can read this tiny print right here, oops, sorry guys, under Minnesota first-time homebuyer right here, you can see it doesn't, it's not just the name of their brokerage, it's really calling out to that audience. So that's something you can think about too as you're naming your website, or if you're creating a landing page or something, name it something that a home buyer might search for, or something that's just really helping them say, oh, hey, that's me. I'm a Minnesota first-time home buyer. So they've done a great job on here. They do have multiple explainer videos where they answer questions about saving for a down payment, finding a participating lender, and down payment assistance. And they even cover a few local program examples, and everything's directed back to their Minnesota first-time homebuyer website where buyers can search for programs. And as you can see in this post that was highlighted, they actually highlight real homebuyer success stories on their site. So, just a tip to ask buyers if you can highlight them, as a success story, especially if you're working with buyers using down payment assistance. Ask if you can share the type of program that they use, the amount of down payment help they got. Take a picture of them, take a picture in front of their house. Some of those, I know a lot of agents, you're taking pictures and you're highlighting buyers that you've worked with, but if they're willing to let you highlight just a little bit more, to highlight the type of down payment help you got, it really helps other buyers see that that is possible and it's something that they can achieve. So this is that same site, and I just mentioned that they do these great explainer videos. This one was all about how to find a participating lender. So they went through that process. Okay, I'm going to show you this one live as well. This is a real estate broker in the Seattle market, and he has a section on his site called Advice for Buyers. And he actually has a couple different places here, but he has a whole down payment assistance page here. So you can see he's used some of our graphics. He's actually taken his own photo and overlaid some of our graphics, so you can see there's some ways you can use the resources we offer to really make it your own. And he highlights, some background, and then there's his search form. It's just iframed right in that site. So they are searching right there, and there's his footer too. So I like that. He's got some lead in before it's just the form, so that might be something that works for your audiences as well. Okay, I'm going to show you this landing page. This is an interesting use case, and that we actually met this agent this year, so this is a fairly new one. This is Indianapolis agent Marilyn Parrish, and she actually went and got a Wix landing page. So she created, this is her own landing page that she created, and what happens is after a home buyer enters their name and email and they hit click to see if you qualify, it pulls up her Down Payment Connect search form. So this is sort of a pre-landing page. She's actually collecting some of the information before they get to her search form. What's great about this from Marilyn's perspective, what she had told us, is she loves that she's capturing 100% of the names and emails who are going to her form. So instead of someone searching and then submitting their information, which, when someone's doing this, they're actually doing both. They're submitting their information, pulling up her form, and then they're doing their search and getting those email results sent to them. But what was a little different about this is, she's kind of has this pre-form before it gets to the Down Payment Connect form. So she's really making sure that she has an opportunity to follow up with any buyer who has come to this page. So she actually uses Facebook ads to drive her leads to this landing page, and she had told us that it really has worked better for her than any other lead generation tools that she's tried. So I'm going to show you what one of her campaigns looks like. So this is a sample ad that she ran. She didn't do a boost post, so she did an ad, and I have heard from some, I mean, it's something you can experiment with, but targeted ads may be more effective than just simply boosting a post, so that more people who are already following you are seeing it. This is really helping. The ad can help expose you to people who may not know you at all. So, you know, she just said many first-time homebuyers qualify for down payment money. See if you qualify and let's go shopping. So when they click this, they go right to her landing page. So she said that that campaign had worked really well. She does it on a regular basis. And this is what she had to say. I mean, pretty impressive that she really had found it even more successful than when she did Zillow leads in the past. She has let us know that she's getting good leads. They're responding and interested. They're really interested in this type of information. Okay, Instagram. We get a lot of questions about this, and if you are someone who's using this on Instagram, I'd love to, I'd love for you to send me your Instagram page. I'd love to see some other examples. So this agent actually used one of our Instagram images that are fairly new. I love this one. And he actually has a link to down payment resource to his Down Payment Connect landing page in his bio, and I'll show you a little bit about how that works. But you can see he's really leveraging a lot of hashtags. So anybody following any related hashtag, I always recommend hashtag your market that you're in, your neighborhood, your city. Most communities, cities, groups like that will already have a hashtag. So say somebody goes to an event to your town and they want to flag where they were, or so they might use it there. That's an example. So use those hashtags so that it shows up for more people, and that's an example of how one works. Here's another example. This is another one of our images about finding down payment help. Same thing. He uses a lot of information about finding a down payment. And then one tricky thing about Instagram is that you really only have one opportunity for a link, and that is your link in your bio. But there are tools like Linktree, and it's just linktree.com. It's completely free. You can set it up. And this is an agent I met in Atlanta fairly recently, and she was showing me how her Linktree was set up and how she connected it to her Down Payment Connect page. So I'm actually going to show you how this works, because again, we do get a lot of questions about this, and I hope this will be helpful to you. This is Tiandra. So this is her link. This is her link tree right here. And if you set up a link tree, that's what it looks like. That's her link in bio. That's literally her only link on Instagram. You only have one opportunity. Well, except for Instagram stories, but that's a whole separate topic. So when you click this, this is what her link tree looks like. Looks really nice. You can actually add custom colors and backgrounds, so you can really make this customized. So she's got lots of different calls to action here. Schedule a free consultation, find your dream home, download my free app, how much is your home worth, don't use your own money, get down payment assistance. When a buyer clicks that, guess what? It pulls up her Down Payment Connect page. You can see somehow it carried over my Orlando searching, but it pulls up her her search page right there. So I hope that helped. Again, it's Linktree. You can set up as many calls to action as you want, and then you can add your search page to that. Okay. And then you've seen these in some of the examples, but these are fairly new Instagram images that we launched, and they're on that marketing resources page. Okay, all right, we have a few minutes left. So I want to leave you with a few other recommendations and ideas, and then we'll jump into questions here. Let's see. First, in my role at Down Payment Resource, I do speak with agents across the country regularly, and I really learn how they're using our tools and working with first-time home buyers. So I want to share just a quick list of some great ways you can use Down Payment Connect to start more conversations with buyers. So, adding that to your email signature and linking it when you run an open house. Follow up with attendees, raise the topic of down payment assistance. You can also use those flyers we have to have those out there during an open house and have your contact information. And again, that ties into number 3, really market those eligible properties with program information. You could print out the actual names of programs that are eligible for that property, and also, again, use those flyers that we offer. Facebook ads, we showed you some examples of those. They allow you to target your specific market and really give you great reports on the number of clicks and views, and can help you test interest in different types of content in your market. You can add Down Payment Connect as your Instagram profile link. We went over how all that works just now. Educational content and blogging. Really, buyers are doing more research in advance, even though they will most likely use an agent. I think NAR had a study about that too. I've seen it multiple places, but buyers want to work with agents, but buyers are also doing their own research earlier. So if they're doing that, make sure you're showing up when they're doing that research. Again, many buyers will search for a term like down payment assistance in Austin. So use the name of your community, your city, your metro area. Use down payment help, down payment money, down payment assistance, any kind of terms like that in any of the editorial content that you're developing. Consider adding a first-time homebuyer section on your site, like some of those examples that we saw. Explainer videos, those are great for your website and social media. You can do it on Instagram or Facebook, wherever. Everyone's so busy today, and those videos do make it easier to take in the information. And if you're someone who does Instagram stories and you're active on that, do an Instagram story on that topic and save it to your highlight reel. So you can even tell buyers, go check out my highlight reel or my highlights on down payment help. And they can quickly learn a little bit more. And also, don't forget to reach back out to your target audience through ongoing drip marketing campaigns. Some of these buyers may not be ready, but by sending valuable information, connecting them to other homebuyer education or resources that can help, you are absolutely going to be top of mind when they're ready. And then finally, leverage the experts available to you. Remember, you don't have to be the expert in down payment assistance. We hear this from a lot of agents, but you should really lean on those HFAs, housing finance agencies, and participating lenders. Partner with them. Let them be the experts. So here are a few tips. So look for, find participating lenders for each program in the program details section. That's something that we track at Down Payment Resource. And develop partnerships with more participating lenders. Also, don't forget the lenders you're currently working with. Just simply ask them, hey, what programs do you offer? I'm working more with this market. Let me know who I can refer you to. So just have a conversation with the lenders that you currently partner with. Also, connect with your state and local HFAs, nonprofits, and employers to find out what resources they might offer for agents and what classes they might offer. They want you to get the word out too. So see what help that they can provide you. On any of your website content, blog, or social media, highlight information about local programs. Even just highlighting, one specific program that you do understand or you've taken time to really dig into. You just highlight that as an example. That's also helpful. And you also may want to consider taking a first-time homebuyer class to get into content ideas for first-time homebuyers. See what they're learning right now, what they're interested in. It may have been a minute since you've been in one of these classes, and it's just good to get a fresh take and see what types of questions are popping up for buyers today. So before I get into the Q&A, I just wanted to remind you, this is a list of MLS partners that we currently work with. If your MLS is on here, you have access to Down Payment Connect for free. Your link is waiting for you. We also have a link to those Get Started videos. It's a series of 4 videos. Each video is like a minute each. So in 4 minutes, you can learn how to find your link and set it up on your page and just get started. So you can jot down that bit.ly link. It's just bit.ly/DPR start. And you can get started on that immediately. I also mentioned to you that if your MLS, again, if your MLS is not on here and you're interested in learning about how Down Payment Connect works, we do have a subscription-based tool. It's a monthly subscription for agents or loan officers. We have 2 different tools. So it offers you that personalized lead generation landing page. You can add your own branding to it, and you can get unlimited traffic and leads. Loan officers have a few additional tools available to them, but you can just go to downpaymentresource.com/DPC to learn more about those subscription options, again, for agents and loan officers. This is a little bit, just wanted to show you a peek inside. So you get access to, it's a different type of dashboard with some reporting and some additional benefits, but it does give you your own personalized lead generation landing page. And again, just a reminder on that website, downpaymentresource.com/DPC. We'll send that in the follow-up email if you are interested in learning more about that. And here's a link to our contact information and also a place where you can download some of the reports I highlighted at the beginning of the webinar.